Marriages don't end overnight. What we see as the final moment is usually the result of small signs ignored, small choices left unchecked, attitudes that seemed harmless but over time created cracks. The Bible warns us about many of these dangers, and understanding them is essential for those who want to protect and strengthen their union. Today we will reflect together on 5 signs that show when a marriage is at risk according to God's Word. If this topic is important to you, I ask you to like this video, leave a comment, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. That way you help this channel reach more people who are going through difficulties in their relationships. The first sign is the lack of honest dialogue. In Amos chapter 3 verse 3, it is written, "Do two walk together unless they have agreed to do so?" Silence between a couple is not only the absence of words but the absence of communion. When husband and wife no longer share their hearts, no longer speak about their struggles or joys, love begins to dry up. Unspoken words turn into hurt, and unresolved hurt builds walls between the two. A marriage without dialogue is like a house without windows. No light comes in, no air comes in, and little by little it becomes suffocating. The second sign is pride and a hardened heart. The word reminds us in Proverbs chapter 16 verse 18, "Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall." How many times has pride prevented an apology? How many times could a simple gesture of humility have avoided days of silence or weeks of distance? Pride makes the couple adversaries, each defending their own reasons instead of fighting together against the problems. Where pride rules, forgiveness finds no space, and without forgiveness, love becomes hostage to pain. The third sign is spiritual distance. Many couples begin praying together, attending church, seeking God in their decisions. But over time, life's commitments, busyness, and conflicts push that habit aside. And when God is no longer at the center, marriage weakens. In Matthew chapter 7 verse 24, Jesus says, "Therefore everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock." A marriage without God is like a house built on sand. It may look firm, but when the storm comes, it collapses. Prayer as a couple is the cement that strengthens the covenant, and without it, everything becomes fragile. The fourth sign is the absence of sacrificial love. Paul teaches in Ephesians chapter 5 verse 25, "Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her." True love is not selfish. It does not calculate advantages. It does not place conditions. It gives itself. But when marriage becomes a competition to see who sacrifices less, who gives less, who yields less, the relationship loses its essence. Love that does not give itself turns into convenience, and convenience cannot sustain a home. The fifth sign is infidelity, which can be physical but also emotional. Many times it begins subtly. Hidden messages, secret conversations, glances that search outside for what should be cultivated inside. To human eyes, these may seem small, but before God, they are seeds of destruction. In Hebrews chapter 13 verse 4, the word warns, "Marriage should be honored by all, and the marriage bed kept pure, for God will judge the adulterer." And all the sexually immoral infidelity is one of the deepest wounds a marriage can suffer, and it rarely happens suddenly. It begins when the heart has already drifted away from the vow made before God. These 5 signs are not here to condemn, but to awaken. They are like road signs. If you ignore them, you may end up in an accident. But if you pay attention, you can change your course. Maybe you have already recognized some of these signs in your relationship. Maybe you are already facing silence, pride, spiritual distance, lack of sacrifice, or even the shadow of infidelity. But let me remind you of this truth. God specializes in restoring what seems lost. In Joel chapter 2 verse 25, he declares, "I will restore to you the years that the locusts have eaten." That means even what looks destroyed can be rebuilt in the hands of the Lord. If you see these signs in your marriage, don't give up. Return to dialogue, ask for forgiveness, restore your spiritual intimacy, practice sacrificial love, and reject every form of unfaithfulness. If this message spoke to your heart, like this video, write in the comments which of these signs impacted you the most, and share it with someone who needs this warning. That way, you help others find direction in the middle of their struggles. And remember, between you, your relationship, and God, there is always a way to restoration.